Good morning everyone. So today I'm going to be sprouting mung beans. Not one of my favourite food, but it's one of the things I'm allowed to eat for the next 4 weeks. So I'm going to start growing some. And if you'd like to know all about why I'm having to be on a special diet for at least 4 weeks, I will leave a link up there to a playlist on the low reactive diet. So basically, on the back of the packet it says to use 1.5 tablespoons and soak it for 12 hours. So that's my first step, but I'm not going to do 1.5 tablespoons because we don't eat them that quickly. So I'm just going to do a dessert spoon this time, because you get an awful lot of sprouts. So I'm going to put a dessert spoon in there, and if I need more I'll do more next time. It's not like it's tragic, and it doesn't take that long for them to grow. And I've got other sprouting abilities as well. So next thing we do is we're going to soak them. Now my tap water is unchlorinated. It is rainwater because we are on tank water. If you're on town water, make sure you leave the water sit for a couple of hours to let the chlorine and anything else evaporate, for want of a better word, out of the actual water before you put it on your mung beans, because you want to have clean filtered water, preferably purified water of some sort. Although I'm just using my tank water straight. I actually purify it before I drink it. But anyway, I'll be back in 12 hours time to show you what it looks like after it's been soaking for 12 hours. Okay, so good evening everybody. It has been 12 hours that these have been soaking for, so now I'm just going to rinse it out. So this is a special jar that's got Australia on it. You can use mason jar with some fly screen over it, or something like that. So now basically what I have to do is for the next, I'm going to take that off just to let the water go in a bit easier. For the next 3 or 4 days, I have to rinse this off twice a day, and I'm just going to leave them on the window, on the kitchen sink. So I'll just leave them somewhere so they can drain. I'll probably put them right there. Should work nicely, and we'll go from there. So yes, I'll be back with the next update. Okay, good morning everyone. So time to check on the sprouts. See, we're starting to get some sprouting activity happening. Some little roots starting to form. I mean, this hasn't even been 24 hours yet. I don't know whether it's the extra heat here in Queensland at the moment, but these are doing very well. I'll give them some. So now I've got to rinse them off. So I've got to rinse them off twice a day. And a bit of a swirl, make sure they're all nice and rinsed. Tip it out. And now I'll put it back on the sink so that it can drain out. And I'll come back and do that again tonight before I go to bed. Have a great one. I'll be back in a minute or two for you. Well, I forgot to water them last night, which I should have done. So this is 24 hours after the last one. So I'm just going to pop some, that's usually tied on a little bit tight. And some of them are starting to root through the mesh, but that's not a huge drama. But you can see how much they've grown. And I haven't got my tripod set up. Pop some water in there. Yep, got the lid on properly. Just Shake it around a bit, make sure everything's gotten all wet, and tip it back upside down. Now let that drain out, and I'll be back hopefully before I go to bed. Okay, so third day in the evening. Got my new spout on my sink. Our sink's been leaking since we bought the place, and we finally managed to get it fixed. Very excited. So my nozzle does all sorts of interesting fancy things, but at the moment it fills up water in my jar for my sprouts, which is the main thing it needs to do. Which I really should have a tripod, because this is not easy to do one-handed. That's all it is. Rinsing it out. And we'll do the same thing again tomorrow. It's all growing well. Very exciting. See you in the morning. Okay, so there's the progress for the cashews. Not the cashews, sorry. The sprouts so far today. And that's a rooster. So, let's rinse them off. I think we're day 4. Day 4 now. Lost a root. So I have a toddler trying to help me at the moment. I'm not sure what he's trying to help me with. But yeah, anyway, have a great one. Bless you. Good evening everybody. So there's the mung beans on day 4. Not focusing all that well. So it's day 4 of the mung beans in the evening. Fill it up with water. Put the lid back on. And that's basically it. That's what happens when you're trying to do it one-handed. It's always a challenge. So I'll just leave that up on the kitchen sink. And we'll check it in the morning. Have a great one. So I forgot to do the mung beans this morning. They are really doing very, very well. They're nearly ready to eat, I reckon. And I discovered this nozzle on the tap. Pretty much goes through this drainer thingy on the top, so I don't need to take the lid off. And of course it's going to make a liar of me now. It was going through earlier. I'm going to have to undo it. Sorry. Right. Put the lid back on. Not a good idea to do this one-handed. And rinse it out. I actually did do it this afternoon, but I just didn't have the phone with me. So let's see what it's like in the morning. Well, it looks like I may have left these guys sprouting a little bit too long. Definitely time to eat them. Might have them for dinner tonight, I think. But yeah, give them a rinse off. Put that lid off. I'm glad I didn't put any more in, because that jar's full. I am loving this new tap. It is brilliant, although I wish we'd put it on that side rather than this side. And the plumbers have got to come back and do some other stuff, so I might ask them about moving it over. Because it'd still reach either side. Mind you, by dinner tonight they'll have probably grown even further. I can't have them for lunch because I'm not going to be home for lunch. I could put them in the fridge, I guess. That would probably stop them growing. But I'll have a think about that later. But for now, I'll pop them there. Yes, interesting. Well, there's the mung beans sprouting. I look forward to hearing about what you're sprouting and looking forward to what I'm going to sprout next. Have a great one. Bless you.